WSJT-X, and here is the wide WSJT-X wide graph. Obviously view waterfall to get that up. Right, so this here is telling you something, and what it's telling you, pardon me, hold on, put my glasses on. So what it's telling you is over this end, over here, that's the base frequency, and as we go up we can get to the higher frequency, and you can see 2.5k 2500 hertz above the base frequency down there. Right, and each one of these little vertical bars is an individual FT8 transmission, and as the waterfall goes down, obviously these bars change, and you'll see here there's some little horizontal lines, and they are markers every 15 seconds. So this little guy up here, if I can find someone to point to, so this guy, he's transmitting, receiving, transmitting, receiving, transmitting, receiving, transmitting, receiving, etc., etc. And he's quite a strong signal within this little band, and he's up here, so probably somewhere between 2, so that must be 1.5, 1.6, around 1.7. And you can see my red and green bars. So the red is the transmit and the green is the receive, and they're together. So I probably can't do this. So there we go, it says 1671, but I probably, if I did that, I'm moving my receiver, and I'm right, and if I do something like a shift, which I can't do because I've got my hand, I'm holding the camera, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do, hold on, I'm gonna have to do something. I might have to put you down in a second to pick this up. Anyway, so I can move them both together by doing command. If I can do command, and maybe I can click. So let me find somewhere that's blank. That looks a little bit blank there. So if I do double click, maybe just down a little bit. So I'm holding the command on my Mac. Right, so now I've got this, my little bit of the spectrum is at 1848 or something like 44. And I can check that because down here it says 1844 that I'm TXing them. So I can move it up and down with these little arrows here, maybe. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, okay, maybe I can't. Anyway, that should work, but I don't know why it doesn't. Anyway, right, so that's that. You've obviously probably sussed that these are your sequences. And if you go down here, you can click on CQ. So that's going to CQ from my location. And over here, I'm on 40 meters, which you obviously know, right? Now, okay, so it's all set up and I'm receiving all the CQs because I've just got this little checkbox up here that says CQs. Right, so now if I go over to my radio, here is my radio. So what I've done, and this is the spectrum, at 7074, so 7.74 megs, and that will be 40 meters. Now you'll see here that there's the line, and that represents the absolute frequency here, 7.74 megs. And then everything over here is a higher frequency. So you can see that all these little bars here that are being shown on my display, my spectrum scope, are the same little bars that are on the WSJT-X wide graph. And if you can't get to this display, you can just hit the span button, and you can see eventually you'll get to 100k, 250k, 50k there. Oops, sorry, gone past it. 2.5k. No, it's 2, yeah. So 2.5k. So between there and there, pardon me, are they two? Yeah, that whole display is 2.5k. Yeah, that's better. So now you can see that there's the whole 3.5. That's, yeah. So the whole spectrum's 5K. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, of which I'm using exactly half of it. So we know the bandwidth at this filter is set to about 2.5K. Probably a little bit more than that, to be honest. Could look up in the spec. Oh, yeah. Just wrecked it. Scope. Edge. No. Anyway. Right. So the other interesting thing here is we don't want edge. Come on. Go back. Hold one. No, we don't want that. Center fixed. That one. So what we don't want is we don't want a display that is like this. Because we've got a lot of noise now creeping up between each one of these lines. So we can turn down this outer knob here. We can turn down the sensitivity of the radio, and you'll see here, this is the receive gain, and you'll see there's a little, sometimes a little line. No, there's no little line. I'm looking here. You'll see how that I'm moving the sensitivity of the radio up and down just a little bit. So what I do, and this may be wrong, is I just want to see just about that, probably a little bit down. So I've still got S9 here, and I've got each individual of these nicely coming through. And of course, that sounds like that. Right, don't need the sound up. So back to here. Told you it was going to be a long video. So now I can put a CQ out. So if you look at the date, the time is around about 21:36, 37. And so if I enable TX, now what it's doing over here, it's transmitting. So every 15 seconds, it will pick up and transmit in this. This is where I am, this portion here. And I see about a minute ago, someone was using this little portion, not me. So anyway, so I'm sticking these CQs out now, which is absolutely fine. Not really interested in someone coming back to me, because I want to see how far I'm getting on 40 meters. And because I've got PSK reporter selected, and I think that's over, which you've already got, I know you've got that sussed. So it will be options reporting, PSK reporter. Get rid of that, because you've got that set. You can head over to PSK reporter, and this is in Firefox, and you can see where I'm getting out to. So all I've done is I've chosen all bands just for a laugh, and show signal, so I could actually, whatever. Sent by the call sign GARWT, using FT8, of course, over the last 2 hours, go. So, what was I on, 40 meters, something like that, wasn't it, I think? So, did that refresh? Yeah, it refreshed. So yeah, here you can see these are my CQs that are coming out on 40 meters. And God knows, that's the UK underneath there. Let's just have a little scan him. Yeah, you can see that's the UK. So I'm getting around, but I'm also getting on 40 meters over here and here. And at the moment, look, this is really weird. Oh no, and down to Spain. Down to Spain. And that's Spain. You can see here there's a little bit difference between these dark ones that were around on 40 meters 45 minutes ago. It's not too different. So there's one now, and so it's about right. But you can also see the pattern of the different what I was doing an hour ago. So this is 20 meters an hour ago. And you can see the sort of arc all the way down here that 20 meters was getting from my location. And you sort of get the idea that the pink was 80 meters, I think. Yeah, so the pink is 80 meters, and then this is 40 meters. So I could switch to 20 and see what happened. But anyway, so that's what to do. and it can change bands. Oh look, someone wants to contact me. So yeah, so I double click on him because it's come up in red. PI40X. He sent me this return. He's receiving at -12 widgets, whatever that is. So he may come back to me. And the reason that that sort of works, he says confidently, although he's not coming back to me, is because of this spectrum display. Because I've chosen a slot in here that's not being used by all these other comedians. All along here, here, here. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, so I'm returning his call, and now he's gone off to talk to somebody else. Look, which is that white line there. So eventually, WSJT-X will give up trying to contact this guy, and then I'll put a CQ out again.